Afurvemos una convitubesna, hey. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Iwa binos una convitubesna, hey. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Himuya wanso una convitubesna. Himuye wano una convitubesna. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Lo shishakunin to. Ave jab boy for la ver. Confirm ma conquituke.
Music lasts long in the minds of those who value it. Music lasts long in the minds of those who value it. An old woman is never too old when it comes to the dance she knows. An old woman is never too old when it comes to the dance she knows. Music began with creation. It is one of God's most wonderful gifts to the world. Show me someone who cannot sing, and I will show you an impossibility. Everyone is born with music in them. Even at childbirth, the first cry is said to be music. It must not be some properly arranged and produced piece to be referred to as music. No, it simply has to be a sound, even a hum. The sounds of our footsteps could be music. Laughter could be music. A scream, just stamping your feet on the ground, could be music. We are born with it. We live with it. That's how strong music is. What a great gift from God. Good evening, America. Good morning, Africa and Europe. Good afternoon, Asia. Wherever you are at this time, you are welcome to APEX1RADIO. My name is Lilis Asakwa in Houston, Texas.
And I'm Ernest Kanjo in Columbus, Ohio, welcoming you to this special radio rendezvous that is aimed at celebrating the life, career successes, and achievements of an illustrious son of Africa who has displayed enormous appreciation of God's great gift of music to mankind. And he has not only relentlessly promoted music, but he has used music as a strong tool for development. Franco Bonghan is the household name, and his Franco Records music label has presented an enviable track record. The young yet development-conscious Cameroonian-born music manager has packaged a great legacy for himself in the business of music, which remains one of the mightiest in the entertainment industry. And so on this special program, we take a look at his entry into music management, his parcours, his projects, his challenges and successes, his support for victims of the Ebola virus, and engagement in the fight against poverty on the African continent. Franco Bonghan is in Houston, Texas, ready to tell us his story.
Also on the show, we shall be receiving some of the artists Bonghan through Franco Records has had to produce and promote, including Breezyville, DJ Skipper, Takatani, and Chili. The singers will be explaining their experiences with the music manager and Franco Records. Once again, welcome to the show as we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy every bit of what we shall be presenting to you tonight. Let's set the ball rolling with music.
Convitubesna, hey, afurvemos una convitubesna. Iwa binos una convitubesna, hey, afurvemos una convitubesna. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Himuya wanso una convitubesna. Himuye wano una convitubesna. Afurvemos una convitubesna. Javit Bovich for la belle. Confirma con qui tu che. Chuba. Siren the door. Asaban furu. Asaban biayenga. Gar furu. Suji ewano. Jai jai no iwo ha. Vibano isa wisuboka. Hey, vibano isa wisuboka. Kinkunsen kisa wisuboka. Hey, vibano kisa wisuboka. Bin bin dentum usa wisuboka. Hey, hemu sa wisuboka. Bishango bisa wisuboka. Juba hemu sa wisuboka. When you're in Sir Chile, afurvemo suna kong bitu besna. Hey, afurvemo suna kong bitu besna. Biwa bino suna kong bitu besna. Hey, afurvemo suna kong bitu besna. Chupa, kocho, menacha, menase,
That beautiful piece of music there by Chile has brought the time to 19 minutes to 10 here in the studio of APEX1RADIO, situated at the northern belt of the city of Columbus. 19 minutes to 9 in Houston, Texas. And it is in Houston that we are receiving this giant, this baobab of African music management. His name is Franco Bonghan. And like I said, he is the main guest on this special show. Let's move on to Houston now and say hello to the main man on the show today. Franco, welcome to the show.
Welcome, Mr. Kanjo. Welcome so much. About 2 years today, I am so glad, I'm so excited, I'm so happy to be back on this platform. And thank you for the wonderful work that you guys are doing to showcase our own. I'm much humble.
Right, that's beautiful. Franco, a while ago off mic, you told me that you were about running off some work in the studio. Do you spend much of your life in a music recording studio?
No, good question. No, not at all. I have other businesses that I do run.
Okay.
You see, like, studio time, like evening times is always good for the studio because it's more quiet. People are more relaxed. You must have gone through with what you're doing for the day.
Right.
So no, we don't record every day, and even when we do record, it's usually nighttime.
That's beautiful. Okay, Franco, I'm accompanied on the show today by the very Lilis Asakwa, who is your next door neighbor. She's out there in Houston.
That is so great. I met Lily at the African Film Festival in Dallas. That was back in July.
That's beautiful.
Right.
How are you doing, Lily?
I'm doing great. I'm your neighbor, but you haven't invited me to your house yet. So before this interview is finished, you have to tell me when I'm visiting.
No problem. Yeah, no problem. You know, like they always say sometimes that a king is not known in their own hometown, and you are a true queen.
Thank you.
Yes, you're more than welcome. Anytime.
Okay, Franco Bonghan, you're welcome to the show. Is it Franco or Francis?
But my name is Francis, but Franco is actually my stage name.
Oh, okay, beautiful. Okay, that's fine. So thank you once again for accepting this radio talk. We have lots and lots of things to talk about, and we are privileged to have you on the airwaves. It's not every time we have somebody who manages music. Most of the times we have artists, musicians who come on the airwaves. But then if we have the opportunity to have somebody like you come to talk about how this thing is done in the background and just how much is being spent to have these beautiful songs we listen out there, I think we should be very happy. So once again, thanks for accepting this interview.
Thank you so much. And I should also let you know the entire team is actually listening, and they are online as well. And I guess they may have the opportunity to talk as well. Thank you so much. I'm much humble.
We'll be joined by them in a short while. But then, Franco, we've lined up some songs which you and some of your artists have done so far. But I would like us to begin with a song which doesn't really have to do with Franco Records, but it's done by a Cameroonian artist. And I'm interested in that song because of the kind of message it, drives across. So I'll just want you to sit back, relax, and listen to it while we get set to bring you back on the airwaves.
Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Mieux je fais ma bouche. Ne m'inquiétez pas s'il vous plaît. Je veux parler. Je ne comprends pas. Oh, je comprends pas. Je dis qu'un famille, je ne comprends pas quelque chose. Le jour quand voleur est volé, il va vouloir que toute la planète soit au courant qu'il a vraiment été volé. Famille, il y a déjà certains jeunes qui frappent sur leurs parents. Imaginez pour la suite mes frères, car je pense qu'ils seront aussi parents. Je n'ai rien dit. Passe-moi ma route. Il y a un monsieur dans mon quartier. Il a une belle femme, mais il passe toujours son temps à draguer les femmes des gens. Mais le jour où tu dis bonjour à sa femme, il va se mettre à faire des scènes de jalousie. Il y a aussi un grand-père dans mon quartier. Il y a plus de 60 ans. Et si tu dragues sa fille de 30 ans, je te jure que tu iras en prison. Mais ce qui me wanda avec ce vieux papa, lui passe son temps dans les chambres d'hôtel avec les petites filles qui n'ont que 16 ans. Abomination, Satan est tombé. Yeah. Il est tombé comme du n'importe quoi. If you kill a brother today, your brother go kill you tomorrow. If you give the love, baby, give you the love tomorrow. That is true. Tu veux que les gens te fassent du bien, apprends aussi à faire du bien aux autres. Tu veux que les gens te disent merci, apprends aussi à dire merci aux autres. Tu veux que tes enfants te respectent demain, respecte d'abord tes parents aujourd'hui. Car l'homme ne reçoit que ce qu'il donne aux autres. On appelle donc ça la loi de la nature. Manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole. Manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole. Manikaka, 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 zamo zamo kaka kaka manikaka. Woy woy, alamo wole.
Manikaka, Dynasty, Low Tigre, in that beautiful piece there, which has brought the time to 14 minutes to 10 here in the studio of Apex One Radio, 14 minutes to 9 in Houston, Texas. And for those of you just joining us, you're welcome to Zoom on Bonghan Demand and Franco Records on Apex One Radio. And so, that Cameroon now gives birth to more musicians than people of other sectors. is no longer news. It's been an established fact, at least for the past few years. The ease with which musicians can be identified may give the erroneous impression that music has become the easiest trade. Not at all. The truth is rather that, by some stroke of luck or some inexplicable trend, young Cameroonian boys and girls are increasingly becoming skillful in the art of singing. They have undoubtedly raised Cameroon to enviable heights and perhaps brought back the once lost glory and honor the country enjoyed in the last generation. In all of this, there is one person who is not so prominent and only comes into the picture occasionally. The producer, the promoter, the man who foots the bills or organizes the game just to ensure that it is well played. It's true, a lot of Cameroonian producers and record labels are famous, but it's also true that the artists have more exposure, benefit more from admiration, and are generally the kings and queens. Call them the heroes and heroines, the icons. So, are the producers and promoters also heroes and heroines? Yes, of course. Have they been at the center of this new music movement that is leaving no one indifferent? Certainly yes. In a country where the cultural policy is not properly defined and where means with which to explore talents and excel are not always available, the role of people who identify artists, sponsor and promote them is of prime importance. This is absolutely so because it does not suffice to be talented, neither does it suffice to get on one's computer and record a song. Rather, a talented singer needs to get professional and be able to sustain a career. That is where producers and promoters come in. Francis Bonghan got into music through this avenue, not necessarily to sing, but to create a comfortable environment for others to do so. The Texas-based Cameroonian is the leading music manager for his country in the United States and one of the frontline ones in the diaspora. There is little doubt about that. Through his Franco records, Francis has brought scores of young Cameroonians and African musicians to the limelight and promoted their works to the maximum. Perhaps the creation of development-oriented music projects that have left indelible impacts on communities has been Franco Records' strongest standpoint. But how did the man behind this great music management outfit come about this idea? What has been the parcours of Franco Records? How can a music label change the face of an entire industry? Can through such an outfit a profitable career in music be sustained? This and more are the kind of questions our star of the day will be providing answers to. Franco Bonghan is his name. This is Zoom on Franco Records and the man Bonghan on APEX1RADIO. Don't go away.
C'est un cornélie, toi-même tu connais. Musique génération 90. Maman Brigitte Chantal. Ensemble sur la piste des danses. Serré, serré. Mon chéri, je veux te parler de quelque chose.
Piece of music there titled Sere Sere by Nelly Love, born Cameroonian singer whose latest single dropped a couple of hours ago. We're going to talk about that on some other program. But then our focus is on Bonghan Franco Records. Let's go back to Houston, Texas and say welcome once again to Franco. Franco, welcome back.
Welcome back, Ernest. Welcome back, Lily. My pleasure.
Now, Franco, tell me, you are a music manager, but then you go to the studio from time to time. What do you go there to do? To sing as well?
Good question, right? Good question. You see, Ernest, I wish I could sing, but no, I am not a singer. The studio is not just to sing. There's a lot of directing is done in the studio, because in the studio you have the studio engineers.
Okay.
You have there's a vocal coach if you really want to be professional, and I really advise every artist to have a vocal coach, because the vocal coach are the professionals who are trained in singing. They can discern and tell you exactly where, if it's alto, if it's ad-lib, if it's a bridge, the entire structure of the music. They understand it. So it's always, when you listen to music that has a vocal coach, the difference is always clear.
Right.
So, so the studio has not just for the singer, but there's always a lot of people in the studio who do different works behind the scenes for you to hear that good music.
Now, some of us are entertainment communicators, and at times we have difficulty trying to explain or understand certain terminologies. The other day, in one of our forums, we were trying to spell out what a music producer really is. Some people said a music producer is someone who makes the music in the studio technically. And there's another school of thought that holds that a music producer is the one who removes money from his pocket and foot the bills for music production. So which is which? Could you just clarify us on that?
Good question, Ernest. Good question. A music producer, yes, by default, if the studio engineer who works on that song, does the recording and everything, he is the producer. That is true.
Right.
But because of the way music has, evolved, there is somebody called an executive producer.
Okay.
So not all producers are technicians. So the producers who are not technicians, who take care of the bills, is who is called an executive producer.
Okay.
Yes. So, but most oftentimes, people just call them producers, but there's always a thin line. Now, there is also a situation where the executive producer and the producer are one person.
Okay.
Yes, but it's always a fine line between the two of them.
Beautiful.
Most of the times, the executive producer has little or no knowledge about the technicalities of the music.
Wow, that's great. Lily Sasaka, Did you hear that?
Absolutely, I'm taking notes.
Okay. Okay, Franco, thanks so much for the education. And we're going to find time and come back to all of that. But then, Franco, since we are focusing on the man, the personality, we also have to talk much about you. And so we tasked our Cameroon correspondent, who is based in Yaoundé, to trail you even from that part of the world. And he did some behind the scene work. And this is what Valerie Doulafe packaged for Franco the Man. A profile of you, and we'll be right back with you, Franco.
Thank you so much, Ernest. Thank you so much, Lily. My pleasure.
La vie est une phrase, une phrase.
Hello and welcome to Cameroon. Today we're gonna talk music. Cameroonian music has stood the test of time, transcended the borders, and is making its presence felt, being recognized by music lovers from every part of the globe. One might be forced to qualify the Cameroonian music as having left the seashores of Douala, Makossa, the boat houses of Bamenda, Bottle Dance, the farmyards of the West region, Bensikin, the fandoms of So, the Chongdangs, right across the seas to the global lands. Cameroon's music can comfortably be defined as a pace-setter in the musical family industry, not only in Cameroon, but internationally speaking. This is due to the determination of a new breed of Cameroonian musicians who have understood the importance of sound and image quality. But permit me today not to shine the lights on musicians. I would rather love to pay respect to those behind the scenes. The music industry is a chain of persons who work as a team to realize a certain goal. What we see often is an artist performing on our TV sets, but the real job, I bet you, is done by a team made up of a producer, a songwriter, a director of photography, a singer, a manager. Manager, I said. Our focus today is on one of Cameroon's managers who have been promoting talents and music for close to over 20 years now. Ladies and gentlemen, we shine the lights today on Franco Bonghan.
Zanga soy fuerte, aboro, zanga soy fuerte. Zanga soy fuerte, zanga soy fuerte. Zanga soy fuerte, aboro, zanga soy fuerte.
Franco Bonghan was born in Bamenda. Brilliant kid as he attended the government primary school upstation and St. John's Catholic School, Tangem. Upon leaving primary school, the choice was clear. He knocked on the doors of the prestigious St. Augustine College in So and later on moved to the legendary Cast Bambili. High school completed, his taste for perfection continued as he decided to take his fate out of Cameroon. 1999, Franco moved to the United States. With determination, he obtained a bachelor's in accounting, a dual master's in accounting and financial management from the Keller Graduate School of Management. While endowed, Franco is an entrepreneur as he enjoys his job as executive president of the Novelty Tax and Accounting LLC, Franco Records LLC, and Bright Light Projects. Having deep passion for music and excellence in showcasing and branding Africa to the rest of the world, Franco is a music promoter. His passion for music started way back in secondary school, where he was a pioneer in a dance group called Anyanya Obobo. With passion and determination, he strived the challenges of the ills of the music industry, making it right as he was a DJ for over 20 years. He has sacrificed it all, but most importantly, he could be seen smiling while stating the fact that the human factor remains the biggest key. Understanding different character traits is a key in managing any successful business, he stated. Maybe that's why he's a president somewhere. Well, the expression, working with, and not using the expression working for is his goal strategy. Keeping it locked down in business and family, Franco is married with 4 kids. And with 4 kids, Franco has been working with youth who have dreams in music and film. He has produced many artists as he argues that African unity can be easily achieved through music. Seeing music as a uniting factor, he has put in place a number of projects to that effect. His main aim? Bridge the gap between Africans and African Americans. This lover of Kati Kati and Fufukan sees a future where he can manage good artists in Cameroon, and with a smile in his face he assures the Cameroonian population. My company has been registered in Cameroon since 2014. Being a lover of soccer and music, ladies and gentlemen, Franco shares his passion. I present to you Franco Bonghan. Proudly Cameroonian, I sign Valerie Tatadulafe.
She want go panya, I say na kwa. She halangola, bring them down to Douala. I come on Kumba, j'aime les dollars. Comment tout taper ma chérie, je suis risivi.
They say you want the money, you go wait so take the boy now. Don't put it on me, small thing so you don't the chat. I'm elevated, no intimacy. No intricacy, no intimacy. No intricacy.
Yes, I put on the knock line gong gong. I put on the knock line gong gong. Yes, I put on the knock line gong gong. I put on the knock line gong gong. Cherry, I put on the knock line gong gong. I put on the knock line gong gong. Baby, I put on the knock line gong 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 gong. Put on the knock line gong 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 gong. Aye, Jackiri, 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 Jackiri,
Jackiri, a Franco Records production. It has brought the time to 5 minutes past 10 here in the studio of APEX1 Radio. We are in Columbus, Ohio, and Houston, Texas. This is Zoom on Demand, Bonghan and Franco Records. Let's go back to Houston and say welcome once again to our main guest. Franco, welcome back.
Welcome back, silence. Welcome, ladies.
Right. Before that piece by Riziville, who is one of your artists, you just listened there to a profile of you by our Cameroon correspondent, Valerie Tatadulafe. Is there something Valerie said which is out of place, or do you identify with what he said about you?
Lily, when Valerie was talking, I wasn't sure if he was talking about me.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening. I said, okay. By the way, Valerie, great job from Cameroon and great job Apex Radio. Like I say, when we opened the show, I really appreciate. Few people can understand the strive that you guys go through to do all what you're doing. I'm in the industry, and I really, with all my heart, I really appreciate what you guys are doing to push us further. Valerie has done a great job. I'm very proud of that. There's nothing I can add there. He said things that I didn't even believe were true about me. So that's it.
Right.
Good. So thank you.
You have such an amazing voice, Franco. If you weren't so busy, we would hire you. We'll hire you to work for us.
Wow. That would be a good employment opportunity, right?
Yes, that would be awesome.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. Well, ladies, maybe if you can bribe me, I can really work for you.
That's
Well, you know what? We are neighbors, so we'll meet and discuss it.
Okay, no problem. No problem. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's
Okay,
great.
so back to serious matters. So Valerie was introducing you, and of course you just told us he didn't leave out anything. So I mean, who is this Francis? I met you at TAF. I mean, I didn't meet you, but I saw you, and it's crazy because it's such a small world. I was dying to come and talk to you, then I lost you, and then here we are again, and it's just a small world. But who is this Francis?
Good question. Good question. Good question. It's what I can say about myself. It's hard for you to sell yourself. I am just the guy on the ground. I love to be. I love to be very practical and pragmatic and realistic. I love to work. I love music. I love people. That's who I am. I am sure there are plenty of other bad things about me that some other people may say, but that's
always.
Exactly. But that's really who I am. I'm the guy on the floor.
Right. So, what does it require to, become a music manager or producer? I'm sure it's a lot of work, but what does it take?
And you see, music has evolved so much. You see, back in the days, music was like a rocket science where you would actually have to assemble a lot of people, have people travel from left to right to put songs together. You actually had to take a bunch of musicians into the studio. They will record everything. It was all analog. There was no digital. Okay. So, but the music industry has evolved with digital music now. You could be here. I can be here in Houston and record somebody and work with somebody in Russia. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. So entry into the profession now, it's become very, very easy, but again, very, very technical. If you have the passion for music, because the music industry, it could be very frustrating because most people get into it. Because most people get into it and think that they could be superstars overnight, And then most of the musicians, and then when you realize that it's not as easy as you think, you may easily get frustrated. So the only thing that can keep you going is really the passion. So anybody with passion for music can be a music manager, can be a producer.
That's a beautiful one.
Right.
Okay, you're listening to Zoom on Bonghan the Man and Franco Records, reaching you from APEX1 Radio. For those of you listening and who may want to participate by way of asking questions or making comments, you can dial 614-500-1232. 614-500-1232. If you're out of this country, if you're out of the United States, you can add the code 001, then 614-500-1232. You can also text us, you can Facebook us, you can do WhatsApp, whatever means you can use to get in touch with us. Do that, send your comments and questions. Now, Franco, I'm going to ask this question, and I want to know if it is absolutely necessary to have music managers and producers. Let's take this scenario. I am an artist. I sing. I have the money. I can produce my songs. I can be my own manager. I can do everything. Will that be professionally okay if I do everything?
Well, Ernest, I will answer you from my perspective, okay?
Go ahead.
And some other people may think differently. See, the music world, it's very technical. You see, we should always be able to draw a line between talent and management, okay?
Okay.
We should be always ready to draw a line between making music and the business of music. So, my answer to you, I don't think it's professional for somebody to manage themselves. Why? Because you have to concentrate on one thing. You either concentrate and give out the best when it comes to music, or you concentrate and be a good manager.
Okay.
And most of the time, what I realize is people with good talent easily get frustrated. Why? Because the attention span is very, very small. People with talent most of the time are not good in people skills. To be a manager, you must be very good with people skills. You must exercise a lot of patience. And you should always be ready to say, I'm sorry, even when you're right.
That's interesting.
Yes, because as soon as the artist gets frustrated, they're not getting what they want to get. The first finger they always point to the manager. Okay?
Okay.
You should also be very, very open-minded when it comes to making decisions with the artist. And when I talk about artists, I'm not limiting it to musicians. I'm talking about actors, actresses, comedians, radio personalities,
fashion
sports
designers,
personalities. It applies across the industry, okay?
Right.
So, one thing for sure, you cannot, when they say manager, it don't make you a boss. You're not a boss. A manager works with the artist hand in hand. Most of the time, the manager is an employee of the artist. They employ you to manage the career of the artist. On the other hand, the artists as well have to realize and respect the manager. Because whenever manager and artist, manager and whoever, manager and sports personality, whenever the conflict never comes because they're not doing the job. The conflict always comes because our expectations are always above the roof. So it all boils down to patience. Some people have managed themselves and become very successful. Most of them have not been. So there's always an exception to the rule. But to answer your question, it's always good to have a professional management, not just manager, management team.
Right.
Absolutely. That's my take on it.
So what prompted you to become a music manager, and for how long have you operated as such?
What prompted me to become a music manager? Growing up, I had loved music growing up. So when I was in secondary school, I belonged to a group called Anyanya Bobo. We were like 12, 13, 14, 15. So we would go around and dance on school campuses and all of that. So when we brought up the idea that we wanted to start doing our own songs, of course, my parents did not let me because back in the days, it was either all school or nothing, okay? So,
right.
Exactly. But I started DJing at a very early age. So, during my life as a DJ, I discovered that there is a huge gap. For example, most of the record labels you see around, or the managers around, they always want to belong. What do I mean by that? They want to attach themselves with the big artists who have made it. They have money, they have the attention, they have everything, okay? But I realized that our young people who are still trying to break it into the industry, our young people who are just starting, they need some direction, you know? They need, you know, attention. They need some career advice. So, because by being a DJ, every time these young guys will bring music to me and say, Franco, please help me. Franco, please help me. It is always the case for over 20 years plus. Franco, please help me. Franco, please help me. So, but I realized they're not going anywhere. So I said, okay, you know what? When I started looking at my options, maybe for me to retire as a DJ, but then the question came, so, okay, what are you going to do with all these years of experience? That's how I started organizing little events to promoting local talent and local artists. And that is the artist now running, oh please, we need this. So I found myself in a record label without knowing that I'm doing one.
Right.
So that's how it all came about.
Awesome. So, Ernest, go ahead.
So, tell me, Franco, could you just present Franco Records, which is the outfit you've been running for these past couple of years, and as a matter of fact, it's created an indelible impact already?
Yeah, Franco Records is, like I say, is a voice for the voiceless. We manage, you know, not just artists, like I said. We manage actors, actresses, comedians, and other personalities. As a matter of fact, I'm humbled to have one of Cameroon's biggest talent, biggest actress, in the name of Takatani. I know most of you know her.
Sure.
Yes.
Good. She's actually on the show as well. So I started with what I realized was that, you see, management done effectively can navigate through different aspects of entertainment, okay?
Right.
And yes, and so we manage both artists and actors, actresses. We are very big on promotion and marketing because we understand it's one thing making films, making the music. It's a whole another school of thought when it comes to marketing. You can have the best product. If you don't market, you're not going anywhere. So we try to create different avenues, you know, for our artists. And when I say artists, I'm not limiting to musicians. So they can always find niche. They can always feel special, okay? They can always find, you know, what desire in their career. We may not give you the goal that you want, but one thing for sure that we try to do is work with you as a partner so that together we can build a vision. We can go. We can dream for that vision. We can take practical steps to achieve that vision, and bit by bit, I think God has been blessing us so far.
Definitely, Franco Records wouldn't give you everything golden, but then with partnerships, they can build together, dream together, and of course, succeed together. Big on promotion and marketing. That's what Franco Records is all about. But then there is one thing we have to understand. If you produce the best and you cannot market it, then you go nowhere. His name is Franco Bonghan. He is a music manager par excellence. The gentleman we are zooming on this special show on Apex One Radio. Once again, Franco, thanks for joining us. Just right ahead, we shall be receiving the first artist with whom you work on this show. So, for those of you just joining us, this is Apex One Radio. Don't just go away. Lots and lots of other exciting things coming up. Franco, we'll be right back with you.
Thank you so much, Ernest. Thank you so much, Lee. My pleasure.
She the face, nothing less. She the make people them be blind. I support on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. See, I support on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. Cherry, I put on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. Baby, I put on the knock line, gong gong, gong gong. Put on the knock line, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong. Aye, Jackity, 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 Jackity,
Meantime, I want to extend special Tuesday evening greetings to 80th Piqua, the face of Apex One Radio. We also want to say good evening to you, Terence, Limona, and of course to you, Sir Ryan. And thanks for choosing Apex One Radio this evening. This is Zoom on Bonghan Demand and Franco Records. We're going to Maryland in just a couple of minutes.
Gong 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 gong, but on the knock line, gong gong gong, gong 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 gong. Aye, Jackity, 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 Jackity,
And the author of this piece of music is our next guest. His name is Vriziville. And this artist was signed by Franco Records just a few years back. What his experience has been with this great music label is what Vriziville will be telling us just right ahead when he joins Lillis and I on the airwaves.
Baby girl, you be downtown killing it. Much love and my ghost dead feeling it. Ha, yeah, Jackity, Jackity. DJ Calp on the beat, got feel it. The way she dey grind on the beat, see the way she dey whine on the bass, she the best, she the face, nothing less, she dey make people them be blind. See, I support on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. See, I support on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. Cherry, I put on the knock line, gong gong. I put on the knock line, gong gong. Baby, I put on the knock line, gong gong, gong gong. Put on the knock line, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong, gong gong, gong. Aye, Jackity, 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 Jackity,
A 2014 piece of music there by Vriziville, whose video was released in 2015. And of course, it was done under Franco Records. And let's move on to Maryland and receive the artist. Vriziville is his name. And from MT, now joins us. Vriziville, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How you doing?
We are right. And you?
Nice joining you guys.
Beautiful.
Hi, Breezy.
Hi, Lily. How you doing?
I'm good. I see you skipped out on the gym today.
Oh, yeah. It's actually, I did a little homework. I work out because if I'm not at the gym, I do some workouts at home too. So.
Oh, okay. So you're not really missing out on much.
Nah, not really.
Well, welcome to Apex One Radio. We are glad you're here.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. It's been a minute.
I know. So, Breezy, for how long have you been doing music? For how long have you been doing music?
Actively, I would say for about 8 years, 8 to 9 years. Yeah.
Wow.
So that was it. Because that was, I would say, 2008 when I started my first recording.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came to the States, 2010, continued in 2011 up to this moment. But the dormant part of it was me starting in 2003 by just being a songwriter, which I did for about 5 years before recording my first song in 2008.
Awesome. Okay, so what genre do you do?
I'm mostly focused on Afrobeats right now, but I'm a versatile person. I do almost everything which I'm inspired to do, from hip hop to dancehall to country music to R&B. You know, but mainly right now I'm focused on Afrobeats.
Awesome.
His name is Vreziville, signed under Franco Records. He's speaking live on APEX1RADIO this Tuesday evening. Now, Vrezi, tell us, when and how did you first come in contact with Franco Records and the man Bonghan?
I thank God for internet and the social platforms we have, like Facebook. We actually met on Facebook, you know, because when I started, I was like dropping up songs on YouTube and audios and videos. I think what got his attention was one of the covers I did for Ice Cream song, Ole Cool. I did like a cover for it, featuring a friend, and we did a little viral video, and I think that got his attention more. So he wrote me on Facebook and was like, "Yo, I like what you do and all that. You have a management and all." So we started talking, and then thanks to the late Prince, who was a partner to the label too, who died like about 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah, then we got into business to work together.
Right. And so tell us, how did this deal happen? How did he come to the conclusion that he was going to sign you under Franco Records?
Most part of it, I was talking more with the late partner, Prince Noel. He was actually the guy, like the intermediary, the person who was between me and him as concerning the deal. So Prince did more of that, getting me into the label. And yeah, I think when I talked with Prince and we talked about the whole idea, and then they went through, you know, searching and making sure I was the right person for the label, and they also wanted to make sure I was good with the deal and I was fine working with the label. And that's how we got to start working together. That's how I signed the deal with them.
Awesome. So, what projects have you done with this label? You know, I'm talking recordings, concerts. You know, what have you done with them?
I did mostly we've done audio releases and video releases, and I've been to Cameroon twice now under the sponsorship of the label for promotions in Cameroon, media promotions, and did a couple of shows in Boya. And yeah, I did a show too and on some CRTV Monday show.
Wow.
Yeah, so but as of now, we're just working on putting out good. We just focus on putting out good material, because at the end of the day, it boils down to the content. It boils down to the music. From there comes along other things like shows and more concerts and all the albums and all that.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So tell me, how has your relationship with this record label been so far?
It's been great. It's been really great. You know, we the label actually works hard and, you know, try as much as we can to provide for the artists, to make sure everything we do and everything the artist does is in line to the music and it's in line with the business part of the music. So it's really been a wonderful experience, and we look forward to doing more stuff and bringing out more good music.
Rizaville, I want to thank you so much, and we are going to find time to talk more about this relationship between the artist Rizaville and Franco Records. But before you leave us, do you have a word for your fans out there?
I'll tell them, just keep listening and keep anticipating for more good music, more videos, more upcoming projects such as album. And yeah, we have more things coming out for you guys. So just stay in touch. You can get me on my social media platforms, Facebook, Rizaville, Instagram, Rizaville, and Snapchat and all, Rizaville237 on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Rizaville237. So yeah, through all those social media platforms, you can keep in touch with us and what I have to come up with next.
Beautiful. Rizaville, thank you so much, and we wish you all the best in your very rich career. And do have a fantastic rest of the evening.
Thanks for having me. God bless you all.
God bless you too. And
bless you,
bye for now.
One simple question in the life of every man: why one man rich and a money poor?
Still to come, we talk to frontline Cameroonian actress Taka Tani, who is also managed by Franco Records. Then we shall also speak with Jory Cleo, who call him DJ Skipper. He's also a Franco Records artist, a great singer, of course, when he comes on the airwaves of APEX1RADIO. The story between him and Franco Records will be told here on radio. And so, don't go away. For those of you just joined us, welcome on APEX1RADIO. This is a special Zoom on Bonghan Demand and Franco Records, hosted by Lily Sasakwa from Houston, Texas, and NS Kanjo from Columbus, Ohio. This show is produced from Valsuch, Switzerland by Maxel Atike, and of course, monitored by the entire APEX1RADIO team.
Quand tu es pauvre, ton argent est fini. Tes amis, ils vont se moquer de toi. Ils ne vont pas t'aider. Ils vont t'abandonner. Même ta femme va te quitter parce que tu es foiré. Elle ne t'est pas habituée. Si tout le monde t'a laissé, cherche à caler sur ton papa Yahweh. Si tu vis la vie la plus belle, si tu manges dans les poubelles, tout ce que tu subis, pas comme ça, c'est le plan de Dieu. Si tu vis la vie la plus belle, si tu manges dans les poubelles, tout ce que tu subis, prends comme ça, c'est le plan de Dieu. When you get yado, people must talk. When you no get, I say people go see talk. When you find, I say people must talk. When you whoa, people go talk. Even them talk. Massa, you talk, now your problem. I say 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 massa, you talk, now you.
Okay, that beautiful piece of music is titled simple question by DJ Skipper, one of the artists managed by Franco Records. 614-500-1232 are the numbers to press your fingers on if you have a question for any participant on this show. Looks like there is somebody who has come knocking at our door. Hello?
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing, sir?
All right, thanks. And you?
I'm doing awesome. We thank God.
Okay. So, could you just introduce yourself and tell us why you are on the airwaves now?
My name is Ryan Palonka. I'm calling all the way from the White House in Washington, D.C.
Okay, that's beautiful. We are lucky today that we have a listener who doubles as an artist calling us from the White House. So how is the White House this evening?
No, everything is fine. Obama just went to bed right now, okay. So I just left him because just had some dinner.
Beautiful. Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so thanks for joining us on the show. Do you have a question for any of the participants or a remark to make?
Yes. Actually, I have a question for Riziville. So I wanted to ask Riziville that he did a song called, the title is Your Love. What is he waiting to release that song? Because that song is so nice. I don't know why that guy is so wicked and be tempting people and be keeping such a song like that. I mean, Mr. Franco should take note. He should not be keeping the public so appetizing with something delicious like that. He should release that song, otherwise I will make sure I release him.
Okay. All right, beautiful. So we are going to bring Riziville back on the airwaves before we run off the show, since it is a live one, and he's definitely going to tell us where he has kept Your Love. Why is that song still in the drawer? So thank you so much, Ryan, for calling there. Do have a fantastic rest of the day and keep listening to the show.
Okay, thank you.
Bye for now.
When you been a bambeo, when you been a patron, anything where you get taken so now go the play.
Boys too bad, cause we skip class. We run past train, now we get trapped. Oh, people them a dog, yeah. People them a talk, yeah. People them a laugh, oh, people them a shout. When you step to the clock and forget your problems, then now low cause we see the soccer. People when they lie, now them one teacher. Baby, that's lullaby, lullaby, lullaby. 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 Don't come back again, no. This for the game, this for the gangsters, this for the limbs. We do our thing, we stick to our lane. When they hear one song, they go call our name. When you step to the club and forget your problems, bend down low, cause music is solve them. Anytime we drop song, not on that. Oh God, make you live on me. Baby, that's lullaby, lullaby, lullaby. Baby, that's lullaby, lullaby, lullaby. Baby, that's lullaby, lullaby, lullaby. Baby, that's lullaby, lullaby, lullaby.
A 2013 piece of music titled Olopito. featuring KZ, and the author is the one we just spoke with. Vrizziville is his name, and we're going to find time and bring him back on the airwaves so that he can answer to Syria's preoccupation. This is APEX1 Radio. This is Zoom on Bonghan and Franco Records. Lily Sasakwa.
Yes, Ernest. Thank you, Franco, for joining us, my neighbor Franco. Our next question for you is, how does Franco Records identify artists and who qualifies to benefit from the label? Franco?
Apparently, we've lost Franco Bonghan there. We're going to do everything to have him back on the airwaves. So sorry for that technical hitch. We'll be right back.
This now what is on this song, we don't go. This now the show, what the haters had to blow. Get on the mic, this is on the flow. Showtime, everybody dance on the people. Move to the front, to the back, to the right. Move to the left, to the center, no be fight. If you do sabi dance, make it come straight style. Like this dance, we make my style. Baby, dance your lopito, lopito, lopito. Baby, dance your lopito, lopito, lopito. Baby, dance your lopito, lopito, lopito.
Okay, Franco Bonghan is back on the airwaves. Lily's back to you.
Franco, I was asking him, how does Franco Records identify artists and who qualifies to to benefit from the label?
Great question, ladies. My pleasure. You having me back. It's been a wonderful show so far. I'm enjoying every moment of it. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
It's very simple. I think the most important criteria that there's no one formula. I think it's a combination of some factors. Let me just speak a little bit about some of them. Talent, of course, is one of them. Your ability to make good music is one thing. But I think the most important is actually I think attitude determines everything. It's coachability as well is one of the very big factors. Team player is also another thing, because you would bear with me that take for example like the NBA here in America, the most talented basketball players may not even be in the NBA.
Right.
And that's why in the NBA they have a condition now that you must go to college. Okay, so it's more about the talent, but it's also more about you being coachable, and of course nobody can pursue your dream more than you. You see, it starts with you and it ends with you. So the energy and your vision, your focus, one of the things that we really focus on is, okay, what is your vision? How do you perceive music? Do you just see it as a means to an end, or do you really see it as a tool that, can be used for, to better yourself, to better your community? So they're married of factors. But to me, the most important one you asked me is that aspect of being, coachable, and that aspect of being a team player.
Absolutely. So, what do artists who sign with Franco Records expect from the label, and in return, what does the label expect from the artist?
Yes, like I said, the making of music is one thing, and the business of music is the other. Is a whole different thing. So at the label, we focus on the business of music. Okay.
Right.
So we expect the artist to do their work as an artist. Okay.
Right.
And it's not working for label or the label working for the artist. It's working with the artist works with the label, and the label works with the artist. Okay, so it is a collective responsibility. From the point of making the music, assisting in making the music, assisting in PR, assisting in marketing, assisting in looking for shows, and of course the biggest aspect about music. What is the end game? The end game is to monetize your talent. How do we do that? It starts from good quality product, to effective management, to PR, to marketing, and all that.
Right. Could you cite some of the artists you have worked with, and some of the biggest successes?
That's a great story. It's like you would ask a father to say who's the best child.
That is true.
Right. You see, every artist have their own different level of experience and their skill set. Okay.
Absolutely.
Every artist brings with them something unique to the table, and we respect every aspect of that. Okay. My definition of big could not meet your criteria of big, and your definition of small could not be my criteria of small. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it is all relative. But if I could tell you one thing, I know that we have the most interesting, challenging, talented, and a focused-driven team.
Wow.
That's interesting. Okay, Franco, thank you so much for those remarks. And we are glad that we have you on radio today, because it's not only about entertainment, it's also about education. And music can be a very good avenue to development. And talking about music and development, we shall also zoom on some of your social projects which you've done through music. We have a comment here from Alain Etenga. He's writing to us from Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, he says, every Cameroonian youth wants to become a musician today, and we see scores of them getting into music. Is it that music production has become so cheap? If that is the case, Franco, can you encourage me to get into music as well? Franco, that's a question from you, from a listener.
Great question. Great question from Kentucky. That's a very good question. I think I had touched on that during my opening statement, and I said, music has evolved a lot. It's you could be here and record somebody in Ghana.
Okay.
You see, digital music has been made so easy with a computer. You can sit behind your computer and record an entire album. Okay. So that is why the focus has shifted from selling music. You see, most artists will do the music now and give it out for free. Okay? The focus now is where it is in shows. Okay?
Okay.
Can you sustain a concert? Can you have an emotional connection with your audience?
Correct.
Can you consistently and effectively engage your audience when it comes to PR, when it comes to marketing? It is not a one-day thing. It's an ongoing process. That's why it requires a bit and pieces of so many factors put together. And the artists who make it to bang are not necessarily the ones who make the good songs, but the artists who understand that the market has changed. It is now so complex, so you have to engage your crowd in a way that drives traffic.
Okay.
So music has moved from the counters of the big stores. 2010, when Sony Music closed Sony Distribution, that's when I know the game has. That's when I know the game has changed. Okay. So yes, I can answer this question. You can become a musician. That's true. Music has been made easy, but it has been made complex as well, because only those who see it as a marathon will survive. Those who see it as an event don't make it. So my advice is patience, consistency, quality product, and to be able to engage your crowd, in a way that will continuously bring you business. Very few musicians have that aptitude of performing. And believe me, the musicians who have that habit of performing consistently, they are the ones who break the bank. Because they can make the crowd at any time. They can get endorsements at any time. And to get an endorsement, you really have to know what you're doing.
Wow.
So music is easy, but it's not as easy.
Music is easy, and at the same time, it's not easy. You have to distinguish yourself, be able to make the crowd, pull the crowd, and be unique in the way you do it. Okay. Franco, we are going to have a little bit of music again. Then, when we come back, we'll probably get the next artist whom we have lined up this evening. All right, we'll be right back with you, Franco.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Breezy V still. Almost so. Yeah, got the whole legacy team. Casey, ladies, let's go. Show me your style, and I like the way you whine. Let me brighten your mind. Put it into your life, baby. Show me your style, and I like the way you whine. Let me brighten your mind. Mommy, fine, like a citron. You make my head explode. Let me brighten your mind. Mommy, fine, like a citron.
Brighten Your Night, a beautiful piece of music there by Breezyville featuring Frank Casey. He's reaching you from APEX1 Radio this Tuesday evening, Tuesday the 9th of August 2016. We are zooming on Bonghan and Franco Records, one of Africa's leading music labels in the United States of America. This is APEX1 Radio. The show is produced from Varsity, Switzerland by Marcel Adjik and conjunctionally hosted by Lily Sasaka in Houston, Texas, and Ernest Kanjo in Columbus, Ohio.
I need to surrender. Show me your style, and I like the way you whine. Let me brighten your mind. Let me brighten your mind. Show me your style, show me your style. Let me brighten your mind. Mommy, fine, like a citron. You make my head explode. Let me brighten your mind. Mommy, fine, like a citron. You make my head explode. You make my head explode. Okay, you already know she bad. She likes me, we can share my heart. She's like me, I could be like her. I don't really care what she's all about. Talk about money, she got it all.
And so if Franco Records has been doing very well in music, how does this music label do in films? We shall be talking to Taka Tani, one of Africa's frontline actresses in the United States of America, who is managed by Franco Records. We shall look at her experience with this great outfit. Just right ahead on this special show on APEX1 Radio.
Like bread and butter, yeah, like bread and butter. Compared to a flashy fine Pascos, Africans do polygamy now I fix show. Move your body, shake 'em. 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 Show your style, 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 show your style. you partying? It's going down. Got a whole legacy team with me. It's a Bonneville, yeah. Vreezy still. Got Frank Casey on this joint too. That's
piece of music there by Vreezyville, one of the artists managed by Franco Records. Okay, we're going to come back to more songs by the same label. Time for us to listen to some Makossa of the yesterday years while we brace to go back to Texas and speak with the next artist. But for now, let's have some beautiful music from Belka for this Ayambok.
Mama mele me sebelwe. Mama mele me sebelwe. Cameroon kela. Cameroon tore longelene. Baby nyori longem. Pero you mende bakana you yen ni yem. Baby nyori Cameroon.
Okay, we'll definitely come back to that beautiful piece of music. Time for us to receive the next guest on the show, who is also a Franco record artist. His name is DJ Skipper. Oh, you can call him Jerry Cleo. When he comes on the airwaves, he's going to tell us how best we should refer to him these days. Okay, let's go to Texas and talk with the artist. Welcome on board, DJ Skipper.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. Hello everybody in the studio.
How are you today?
Hi.
How are you today, DJ Skipper?
I'm doing awesome. I mean, I just finished a studio session and yeah, I'm glad to join you guys. I'm excited to be on APEX Radio for the first time.
Right.
And I like that song by Belka Toby.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, DJ Skipper is almost 7 years since I knew you as an artist, and virtually every time I come across you, you are very close to music. You are either doing something in the studio or you are performing at some song competition, and you're doing, I mean, anything close to music. Now, I want you to take us a little bit behind. Take us back to 2010 or so, when you emerged as second at the Music Song Competition. Am I right?
Yeah, the 2009 actually.
2009. Okay, yeah, that was 2009. And a few months later, I watched you perform at a reception party that was organized in honor of you and Zinia by the Boya musicians. That was at Franco, Alliance Franco Camerounese. Am I still? I'm trying to recollect. So, since then, how has your music been? How has it been going on with you?
Well, yeah, in 2009 I emerged as me and Zinia. We went up, we left Boya, we represented the Southwest, and we won the first ever car that was used as a winning prize from the Brasserie du Cameroon. They changed the name from Concours de la Chanson to Music Star. And Zinia, we went there, we left Boya, represented Boya, and we won. And yes, that was a good boost to my career as a musician. I mean, before that concours, I was really already part of the Brasserie's orchestra, and that made me to become the chef d'orchestre for the Boya section.
Okay.
The Southwest Brasserie's orchestra. I became the chief of the orchestra. And the song you guys just played, which is Simple Question, that's a song that I took to win that competition, and I'm glad to hear it after since 2009 that it was produced. I'm really happy that it has been aired in the United States for the first time.
Beautiful. Now, before, go ahead. Okay.
I mean, basically, the Simple Question is the song that took me, and 2009. Fortunately, that was the same year when I went on that. Brasserie invited me to a trade fair where I performed that song live for the first time. And in that same stage, I did a song that really changed my entire career. I mean, everybody heard that song in the U.S.
Right.
It's the song Bolom Boloma Lucy. And that was a recording made by Brasserie, and it became viral. And that kind of changed my life. It really made me travel a lot, and I did a lot of concerts. My life has all been about concerts after that. I like live stage. I'm not the guy for CDs and all that. I like to perform live. Everybody can get a CD, you know.
Right, that's beautiful. Now, before Lily Sasako comes in, I have this other question for you. What does the M1 studio in Moloko Boya mean to your career?
Oh my God, you are taking me. It looks like you really know me, man. Well, M1, okay. I would really say the happy part about M1 studio, Emile Ngomba, who is when I got to the university, that was when my musical career really boosted. When I got to University of Boya year 1, I had to abandon school to work at M1 because I wanted to learn music entirely.
Right.
And M1, he accounted to me graduating after 5 years. I really hate him for that. But yeah, I learned a lot from M1 studio. I got to talk to lots of journalists, and I guess you were one of them. So M1 is like the father of all musicians that evolved from Boya. Recently, I know you guys have heard that it's all over the news. We are mourning one of our best backup vocalists.
Yeah.
He was called Ashal Dennis.
May so rest in peace.
Yeah, Dennis Achale, we are mourning him right now. So basically, M1, you already know the drill. M1 is that guy that implanted music into everybody who was successful from Boya.
Right.
Southwest music, name it the Tata Kingays, the DJ Skippers, the Zinias, the Ashales, even Narcissus Price. A lot of big musicians came to work with us and gave us experience because M1 had lots of talent, you know.
Beautiful. Lily Sasakwa.
Yes. Joining you from Houston, Texas, of course, DJ Skipper. Welcome to APEX1 Radio once again.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Okay, first random question. How did you get your name DJ Skipper? What does the Skipper stand for?
It's very interesting. I mean, let me be honest. This is the first place where I get to actually tell you how I got that name. When I did that song, because my musical name in Cameroon was Jerry Cleo. Jerry, yeah, everybody knew me as Jerry Cleo.
Right.
So when I did that song, Bolomboloma, Lucy, and all those childhood rhymes, I was pronouncing that name DJ Skipper a lot in it. I had a friend back home. We produced, I recorded that song at the discotheque. So he was called DJ Skipper Pro Entertainment. That was the name of the record label at that time. So when I got to the U.S., because that song brought me to the U.S., Bolom Bolomano C, it was part of the songs that really made me famous in the U.S. Everybody was like, DJ Skipper, in fact, I would say that they gave me that name in the United States. And for me to refuse that name was really not called for, because I think I sold more with DJ Skipper than my name Jerry. Everybody was like Skipper. Even Franco, the first day he met me, I can guarantee you Franco doesn't even know my first name. He called me Skipper, so that's how that name has evolved, and it has become DJ Skipper. I mean, some people interpret it differently, but DJ Skipper is DJ Skipper, the guy who skips on the disc. You know, I'm a DJ as well.
Right.
Amen. Okay, so DJ Skipper, when and how did you first come across Franco?
Well, when I got to the United States, that was in 2010, I was trying to know the people in town that were running the game, you know?
Right.
And they told me about Franco, and when I met the guy, I mean, I'll call him the guy, he's a big brother. I respect him a lot. But when I met him, he was so humble. He was one of those people I was looking for in a manager and a producer. He is he has the passion for music. I'm not looking for money behind music. I think Emil is not the best producer in Cameroon, but he's a humble, passionate guy.
Right.
So basically that's what I saw in Frank. And hey, me and Frank have come a long way. We have done lots of things together. I can say that I am the musical director to Franco Records. That's more of my position. You know, we have run a lot of projects, and I just met him when I came to Houston, and the guy was humble and nice, and that's how we got along, you know?
Absolutely. So, which are projects you have done with Franco Records so far? Recordings, concerts, everything. We want to hear you.
Well, for the little record, the Bright Light project is a creation of me and Franco. Bright Light was originally a song that was in my first album, and Franco liked the name. From Cameroon, my first album, with Simple Question that you played, there was a song, I think that was track 7 of that same album, was called Bright Light. And when I got to Houston, Franco and I, we wanted to, you know, do something for the violence and the shootings and all that stuff. So Franco listened to my first album and he picked that song. He said, Skipper, you know what? We have to do a remix of this song, but with artists from different sides of the globe. So that's how we picked Bright Lights and picked Bendeka and many popular artists and participated, did a collaboration. And Bright Lights is one of the projects. Now, Ebola, I am in all those songs. I am one of the compositors of Ebola. I actually wrote and composed Bright Light, but Ebola, I had help from Franco and guys from Cameroon like Salatiel. And Salatiel is actually, Salatiel and Mr. Leo, who are making a big name in Cameroon right now, I actually produced their first album.
Right.
They were gospel singers, you know. I trained Salatiel and Mr. Leo in M1 Studio. I'm happy that they are extravagant artists today. They are really making it big. So coming back to me and Franco, Bright Lights, Ebola, every project that you have heard under Franco Records has had my participation. I mean, there's lots of them, oil and gas, making songs for projects, doing soundtracks. And right now we're actually recording a choir in Houston. So I am also a studio artist. If you ever want to sing, call me. I will bring my studio to your house and record you comfortably. You don't just need to come to my studio. I will come to you and record you and produce you, you know?
Wow.
That's
Ernest,
beautiful.
did you hear that?
Definitely.
Well, Ernest knows me because he talked about M1. He talked about Concours de la Chanson. That has brought my experience. So I can call myself today a live performer, a studio technician, thanks to M1, a live performer thanks to Brazzaville du Cameroon, a recording artist thanks to Franco Records, and of course, a video producer because I'm also a video guy. All Franco's videos are produced by me.
Right, that's great.
Awesome.
And I can attest to everything he's saying because I trailed them back in the days. I would leave Yaoundé, travel to Boya just to see what the guys were doing. And I can assure you, we saw Salatiel and the rest at M1 Studio. We saw them coming up. We knew that Cameroon was going to produce some of the best, which is the case today. So, DJ Skipper, you are live on APEX1 Radio, and we're soon running off this conversation. But then, generally, how would you assess this production label, this music production label, and the man Franco Bonghan? Would you recommend, Franco to any artists who may like to work with him?
Well, of course. I mean, if it's talking about artists, we have had our own share of artists. I would recommend an artist who has a goal, because I for one, I don't take artists who are coming for the money. I take an artist who's got a goal. I mean, I don't shoot myself a lot of praises, but I like originality, just like Apex Radio. I've always listened to you guys, be it when movies come out and stuff. I really appreciate what you guys are doing over there in Ohio. So basically, an artist coming to Franco Records is like anybody that you guys receive on your podium. You don't want to receive somebody on your studio to come talk about everything but nothing. I want an artist in Franco Records. I would welcome a lot of artists, but I'm not really going to take an artist who is coming to use their name and make his name.
Right.
I would appreciate an artist who is coming to Franco Records to work, participate. Like Franco said, bring in the concerts, bring us the shows, give us more relations. We are all in the United States. Everybody is, we are basically just barely known in this land. So if you're coming to Franco Records, please bring us the relations. We have a lot of talent in Franco Records. Bring your talent too. Don't get me wrong. Bring the talent, but we need a lot of seriousness. So I would appreciate and advise every artist, come to Franco Records, but don't come to play around, my boy.
Come to Franco Records, but don't come to play around. Bring along your seriousness, because that is what is going to make you succeed. His name is DJ Skipper. DJ, just before you go away, could you tell us about Tribute to Mandela?
Well, you want me to do talk about Tribute to Mandela, or do like an acapella, or what?
Tell us how it came about before you do us an acapella.
Okay. Listen, Mandela. I mean, the name Mandela alone is, I think, it's like Martin Luther King. It's like every man that has carried a colored skin and made history. But Mandela is rising from Africa, Mandela is one of those people who went to jail for a long time and became the president. His story was really a touching story.
Right.
And when he passed, that's when I was getting to know Franco, and we decided to do a song for Mandela. Now, we did a song. I was surprised at people's reaction to that song. And everything happens for a reason, because Franco and I, we actually got a record deal in South Africa to come and redo the video for Mandela.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that was the time when they had this xenophobia and killing of black people. And we never ever had the chance to do that. But Mandela's reaction has been phenomenal. I just walked into a studio. I actually did Mandela. Let me be honest. I actually did Mandela, produced it by myself. I did the beats. I sang the voices. I shot the video, thanks to my friend PDK. Then I didn't even have a camera. But I did everything, and Mandela is a success today, and I believe that song is going to change the way people look at DJ Skipper. That's one of my songs that I really, really like, and I'm glad you like it too.
Definitely. So, an acapella of it can do us some good.
Okay, thank God you got me in the studio. I'm actually in front of my piano, but...
Okay.
Let me do something. Everything that you did, from your birth to your rest, Madiba, is for my freedom. That is why I'm so proud to sing a song for my hero, Madiba. We will miss you much. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela, Tata Madiba.
Beautiful. Lisa Sakwa. Did you hear that?
Thank you, and I'm going.
Beautiful.
If you guys don't mind, I would love to dedicate that song to one of my sisters who can sing that song from the first lyric to the last. Her name is Alida Welashi. She's in Houston, Texas. She's my favorite fan of that song. She has it all over her house. So I really appreciate if you give me the permission to give her a shout out.
Definitely. Special greetings to Alida Welashi. We want to thank you so much, DJ Skipper, for joining us on Apex One Radio this day. We will find time and bring you back on the airwaves.
Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your work and keep the show business flying. I've been honoring you, Apex Radio guys, for a long time. That's how excited I'm even shaking right now to be on Apex.
Thank you so much, and thanks for that beautiful piece of a cappella which came live from the Franco Records recording studio in Houston, Texas. This is Zoom on Bonghan and Franco Records with Lilisa Sakwa and Ernest Kanjo. The show is produced from Vassal, Switzerland by Maxel Adik. We'll be right back with you.
You much, Madiba. Helele mama ye, helele mama ye, helele mama ye, helele mama ye ye, helele mama ye, helele mama ye, helele mama ye. True leader cannot rest unless he's done everything for the freedom of his people. The world is in tears because you fought for unity. Mandela, we will miss you much. Oh Mandela, oh Mandela. Madiba, Mandela, Madiba, oh Mandela, we will miss you much, Madiba, Mandela.
DJ Skipper in that beautiful one titled tribute to Mandela, the artist's own way of honoring that great African icon. This is Zoom on Bonghan and Franco Records, the music production outfit. Franco, welcome back.
Welcome back. Nice to have you, Ernest and Lilis. You're making the tune feeling so small tonight.
Right. And so, Franco, before you listened to DJ Skipper, you heard Vriziville also talk about you and Franco Records. Tell us a little bit about these two artists briefly.
One thing I would say, I think we have worked so hard to keep family culture in the label, okay?
Right.
I always say Vizivir every day, stop calling me boss. I am no boss. You see, I always want to maintain that open relationship so that we don't just talk music. We talk life issues, okay?
Right.
So we could be each other's keeper. You can come to me and talk to me. I can advise you. You can advise me. So I really think that simplicity culture will foster a lot of understanding, which would translate into a shared vision and also for a passion for our individual pursuits.
Right. That's interesting. Now, Franco, just over a year ago, Franco Records, in partnership with some other entities, organized an Ebola Drive music concert in Maryland. Tell us about your motivation on that and what impact it created.
Yes, thanks for that question, Ernest. Back in 2004, during the Ebola outbreak in West Africa. There was a lot of panic around, and my friend in Charlotte, Pierre Tatou, he had called me with an idea and said, Franco, I am thinking about something about a concept for Ebola relief, where we can raise funds and help some of the NGOs working on the ground directly with the victims in Africa. And for sure, I was very quick to jump on that project, together with Ada Anaga in Washington. She's the CEO of Roads to Glory Tours. So three of us came together and we came up with that concept. The primary focus of that concept was simply, number one, to raise awareness in America. Okay?
Right.
And yes, and then the second aspect was actually to raise some little funds to benefit Doctors Without Borders and the International Medical Corps.
Okay.
That concert was a very huge success, not from the money standpoint, but from an awareness standpoint, because most of the ambassadors in Washington, D.C. were present at that concert. And the Secretary of State for Maryland, John McDonough, due to what he saw in that concert, he then initiated a couple of open house sessions where they will bring various stakeholders in the state, in the DMV, where they could come, both Africans and non-Africans, where they could come and sit down and talk on how, they could form a collaborative approach in terms of, really helping the Ebola orphans. So that concert was really huge success, and it was one of the first diaspora response to the Ebola crisis. So that's, but of course, Ebola, as they say, is gone. But there's a very huge impact from Ebola. Okay? You see, the media has abandoned Ebola. Ebola did not go with all its ills. Okay? Ebola left a huge scar in West Africa. Devastated families. More so, about 22,000 kids lost their parents due to Ebola.
Right.
And these kids are not just orphans, but there is a double tragedy, because these kids are being stigmatized by their own families. So Ebola work to me is ongoing. There's no end to Ebola. It's an ongoing work. So, and that's something I take it very passionately to heart, because I believe music is our catalyst for sustainable development in Africa.
Right.
So, we are still working on Ebola at this time. We have not abandoned Ebola. We are taking it to Africa.
Okay.
Yes.
And I also understand that you're working on another project that has to do with immigration, adopt immigration clandestine. What is that all about?
Immigration, or like we say in French, immigration clandestine immigration. Okay. It's a partnership that Bright Light Project has with an NGO called ADAPT International. We have other partners, like, for example, on the ground in Mali, in Benin, in Niger, in Cameroon. There's a group in Cameroon called AREC, Association des Répatriés du Cameroun. So, what clandestine immigration is simply trying to provide alternative solutions to the African youth. Okay? See, a lot of our youth, Ernest, they die trying to go to Europe by land, Sahara Desert, okay? A lot of them are washed on the seashores of the Mediterranean. A lot of them are living in Morocco and Tunisia. I mean, forest, Ernest, where there's no life. They live in forests waiting for one day for the Messiah to come and cross them to Europe. Okay. But when you talk to these young people, you sense they tell you basically that we have no hope in Africa. One guy even said in an interview, one of our partners, he said, "Oh, no problem. If I die on the way, my family will at least appreciate that I tried to help them." Okay? So this is because there are no ready employment opportunities. There are no short-term trade opportunities for this youth in Africa to give them hope. So Immigration Clandestine, the project, is simply trying to give the youth of Africa an alternative. But if you're telling the youth of Africa not to take this journey, you have to give them something for them to hang on to, okay?
Right.
Right.
So we are partnering with some other NGOs and some other government entities to try to see how we can open workshop, training centers, short courses where, the youth can get engaged, where we can teach entrepreneurship, where the youth can, because if these youth are actually engaged in their countries, earning a living, the tendency for them to take that risk will be very, very reduced. The European Union is working out a solution. They say they want to give out money to the undocumented immigrants in Europe so they can go back to Africa and start a living, okay?
Right.
But the truth is, the undocumented immigrants in Europe do not trust the European Union, okay? So what we do is that we are coming in and telling the European Union, look, these are our people, we understand them, we can talk to them,
okay?
They can listen to us, okay? We have crafted training programs. We have crafted entrepreneur internships. We have a lot on the ground that can easily reintegrate these people when they go back to Africa. So provide us with the resources. Let's intermediary. Let's talk to our people, and they will feel more comfortable to go back home because they trust us. We are them. They are us.
Right.
So that's what clandestine in the Immigration Clandestine is all about.
Amazing. So you'll be in Atlanta next month for the project Bridging the Gap Between African Americans and Africans. So what gap are you talking about, and is this so serious to merit a project to that effect?
Yes, of course. Since 2012. It's an annual event that we do each year. Dunia Magazine organizes the event, and we are partners with long-term partners with Dunia Magazine. Bridging the Gap is simply having a conversation, on how Africans and African Americans can come together. How Africans and how can we bridge that gap? How can I invite my African American brother or sister on a table, let's share a drink, have a conversation? How can I invite them into my home? How can I learn about them? How can I forget about, the negative media that has been portrayed to us Africans about African Americans? And how can African Americans learn about the beauty of Africa and forget about what the media has painted about Africa? Okay? So it is in this light that we try to bring stakeholders from both parties, business people, researchers, academicians. Every year we sit down, we have conferences, we talk about these things, and we see how we can have some kind of a community outreach on how, we can, create a forum and partner with most of these companies who are doing this DNA testing back to Africa, so most African Americans can trace their roots back to Africa. Because when African Americans when they trace their roots back to Africa, it is so different. All of a sudden they become so interested in Africa and they want to go to Africa. That's investment. That's investments going to Africa. That's transfer of knowledge going back to Africa. And our government in Africa, let me not say they have failed us. They have a lot to do. And I really think that transfer of knowledge, that trade from here, that movement of people from here to Africa, I think is a starting point, to solve some of our problems back in the continent.
The movement of African Americans to Africa is a starting point to solving Africa's problems. Once their roots are traced, they become really interested in what is going on in Africa. He is the man on the show this day. His name is Franco Bonghan. And of course, we are zooming on him and Franco Records on APEX1RADIO. Franco, just catch your breath. Then we take your next artist. Then we'll be right back with you.
Thank you so much.
The next artist we are bringing on the radio waves this evening to talk about her relationship with Franco Records is Cameroonian by birth, but then she's widely known across Africa, especially in that continent, to giant film industries, that is Ghana and Nigeria. Oh, do you want to call them Gollywood and Hollywood? She's done a lot with these two big industries. And of course, Takatani is one of Cameroon's frontline actresses. She's next on the show. And don't forget that she's also a philanthropist who's done quite much to put smiles on the faces of kids in Bui Division of the Northwest region of Cameroon. Takatani is our next guest. Don't go away. This great piece of music is dedicated to my very good friend Terence Limona, who's listening to us from Houston, Texas. He's been doing that since the start of the show. Good evening to you, T-Boy. This is APEX1RADIO. This is Zoom on Bonghan, the man, and Franco Records. A presentation of Lily Sasakwa and NS Kanji. Production of Maxel Ajik from our control room in Varsovie, Switzerland. Meantime, that beautiful piece of folkloric music is titled Hayo and is done by Chile. And we shall also have time to speak with the artists who will definitely be doing some works with Franco Records as well. We are gradually but steadily moving to the end of the show, but then we're not yet at the end. Our destination is still some miles away. This is APEX1RADIO, broadcasting from Houston, Texas and Columbus, Ohio.
Que me burlen, ya no vas a ver no le paña, ke mabinere mapila Nyanu basoba bikulunje Yamenu basobonor Yamenu bayani mwaye Mama papola nyo yame calme Aye moge Babi kwenye Aye moge Mama bankala nyo yame calme Aye moge Babi kwenye Aye moge Balege papola nyo yame calme mama Aye moge Babi kwenye Aye moge Kami pe papola nyo yame calme mama Aye moge Babi kwenye Kwe mante mura safa Kwe mante mura sira Kwe mante mura somjanok Mama papola nyo ya me calme Ayemok
Hey, beautiful piece of music there titled Ayembok by Belka Tobis, and it has brought the time to 22 minutes to 12. Time flies. Okay, we are still on APEX1 Radio and zooming on Bonghan Franco Records, and one of the artists he is managing is Taka Tani, Cameroonian actress, who now joins us from Maryland. Taka Tani, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sir Kanjo. I'm really very happy to be here to join you in your studio.
It's a privilege to have you as well. And like I said, you are one of those young actresses who, though young, have inspired a lot of other actresses, not only in Cameroon, your country, but across the continent. So once again, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm honored.
All right. So you have Lily Sasakwa.
Yep, I am here. Taka Tani, popularly known as TC. She is one of Africa's leading actresses in the diaspora. Did you know that, TC?
Well, it comes with the years of work, I guess.
Awesome. So how long have you been acting, and when did you start?
Oh my God, that's like, well, I can't even start. I can't even begin to imagine. It was like a long time ago. I actually started with church. I've known Sir Kanjo for like years, so I started with church and then evolved and, theater and stuff. And then Nollywood kind of embraced me so deeply, and, I kind of rubbed shoulders. I did a lot of movies with great names, in Nollywood and in Ghana, and I also dabbled in Hollywood too. You do auditions and they call you, it doesn't. So even in Liberia, Ghana, I've really done so much over the years. It's like I'm always on the roll with new adventures and new things. I just believe that the life of an actress, well, my life, is not just based on or just on camera. I do give back to the community. With Taka Nation, I have a foundation called Taka Nation, and I have like a whole school in Banso. Close to 250 kids. I provide them with everything if they're really destitute and their families. I try to send food here, like rice and granola oil, those kind of things, send them in containers for them, provide them with books and schools. I even pay the teacher's school fees. It's like a 6 class from class 1 to class 6. Yeah. I actually started with this NGO thing like a gift. In 2009, I would take like 1 or 2 kids. Some of my kids have graduated from high school, and 2 of them passed the NSEC, and then one of them is they went to the military. So that is another part of me. Not just the actress part. And stuff. So
right.
Yeah. And then I was kind of like honored. I was invited for a UN meeting at the presidency of Cameroon in June to talk about artists and stuff. So, Taka Tani is like, I'm just like all round. I'm all round. Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's called Giving Back. So tell us, how did you first come in contact with Franco Bonghan?
Oh my God! I started talking to Franco Bonghan years ago when he had Visual, and then Franco has really appreciated my work, and I saw in him someone who is who sees my vision, because I have a motto. My spectrum is I have pushed so hard over the years, over a decade, and I think that if I can do that, but if I can do that without a manager, and then I finally get a manager, and then my scope would, I would, the sky would be the limit, And Franco, when I talked to Franco, and we kind of reached a deal, and Franco was so supportive, and he saw my vision, and we've really been working on that, and he's been really great. Franco is another kind of person who sees a vision in you. He tries to make you accomplish what is in you. Most people would want to bring their concept to you, but I believe that as an actress, or as an actress, and what I do, I think I have a vision, and then I just need somebody to enlighten and to bring me up, raise me up, and to better, view my vision in the future. And Franco is that person for me right now, and he's really great. The label is awesome, really.
Yeah. So, how has your working relationship been with, Franco the man, and Franco the label? How's your working relationship with?
Oh, Franco knows that I'm a hothead. I like to do my things. In a particular way. So, and he's so humble. He's so cool, and he listens. Oh my God, Franco is like this kind of mom, kind of dad, a great dad that listens to you, but he will still instill, some correction. He will still put you to the right path, sometimes I scream, Franco, this producer is saying that, this is what I want. But he has a way with his artists. He has a way of calming the storm. He has a way of, promoting you, pushing you into the right direction. So, I'm so comfortable with him that I can scream, and then I can be mellow, and he sees my dream, and he helps me, through it. So, right. With Franco, it's really been, it's been a journey. Right. It's been a journey.
Now, Takatani, tell us concretely, how does it work with you and Franco Records? If I have my production and I need you in it, do I have to contact Franco first? How does it go?
Yeah, definitely. Franco is my mediator. He's my management. He's my manager. Before you call me, before I step out of my house, before I do anything, it has to pass through Franco. Franco needs to approve it before I do it. So I don't go out. I don't attend parties without my management. I don't really go to work as an actress without my manager's knowledge. He approves it. Every contract passes through him before before it gets to me. I would say, yeah.
Right, that's great. Now, you are an actress, but we also understand that you made a few attempts at music some time ago.
Yeah.
So, how far did you get with that?
Music. I like music a lot, and I was encouraged to do one one single. The music producer has been calling me to do something else. I had a call from I still have that voicemail. Sometimes I shiver. I had a phone call from Elvis Kemayo who wanted he was in here, but we could not do it because his time was short and my music producer was not on. So he wanted to do something with me, and I was shaky. I love music. I like to do more of music, but as an actress, Franco has really been, putting it out there. If you look at it, I'm not in so many. I don't go out so much in so many productions anymore because it's scrutinized. Franco scrutinizes everything before I step out. I have done so much with the Nollywood. I've had so many awards. Right now, it's just a focus to see what's next, what's happening, and how far I can go as an actress and to my community. That's one thing. That's like my pet peeve right now.
Right. So, are you currently working on any projects right now with Franco Records?
Oh, actually, right now, yes. We are working on endorsements. Franco is really great on that, and it's been going really great. We are working on endorsements with some corporations in Cameroon.
Looks like we lost Taka Tani there. Okay, she was about telling us about the current project which she and Franco Records are working on. Okay, let's have some music then. We go back and run off with Taka Tani.
Mekaba monini boyo somni gatti beyo matti beyo anje nyentama anyoni golije difere ayene 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 ayene
The train is still on motion. It's been a long journey, but then we are gradually but steadily moving to our final destination. Time for us to race and go back to Maryland, run off our conversation with Takatani, then move back to Texas, and definitely that will be the last phase of this special broadcast that zooms on Bonghan the Man and Franco Records, release of an NS Kanja. Then Maxwell are producing the show from Valsich, Switzerland. 10 minutes to midnight here in the studio of APEX1RADIO. We are back in Maryland with Takatani. Welcome back, artist.
Welcome. Thank you so much.
So you were telling us about the current projects you and Franco are on.
Okay, yeah. Franco is working on some endorsements right now with some corporations in Cameroon, and right now I'm more invested with my NGO, and I have a building that I'm building in Cameroon for lost kids, for like a homeless shelter. That's one thing I'm doing right now, and then the students, the schools. I'm trying my best to. Right now, I'm trying to furnish GS Utongi. That's a whole school. Give them right now they're doing their benches, school benches, and then the blackboards and everything. So I'm trying to do that part. And as far as movies is concerned, I have 3 scripts with me right now. One that I'm supposed to go shoot in Sierra Leone. I started this in New Jersey, called Family Secrets, and they just sent me they sent me a script a few months ago, and I'm still looking at it and stuff. And I have some Liberians, so because Franco organizes all that. And as soon as he says it's a go, then it's a go. I'll be off.
Amazing. You seem to have a whole lot going on. So, of course, we really, really appreciate you taking the time out to join us here on APEX1 Radio. So, PT, any last word to your fans? I mean, how do we keep up with you on social media and keep up with all these things you have going on? We want to be a part of it.
Oh, okay. You know, sometimes people ask me, like, which one is the real you on Facebook? I mean, it's real, it's real. So I decided to put a real, you know, so it's Will Takatani. And then if you want to contact me, you go to my manager, Franco. But I'm on Instagram as Tani Taka. I am on Facebook. I am on Twitter. You know, Takatani, you know, it's just Takatani everywhere. I am there. Yeah. So, but right now, there will be a press release with everybody would know that you have to go through Franco. You know, don't call my personal because I will still send you back to Franco. But to my fans, oh my God, I can't be me without you. I can't be me without you. They are so supportive. They can't wait for me to even say good morning on Facebook or on Twitter. So I just feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. And then APEX1, you guys right on. You know, you guys are like the face of this industry, and I so love your commitment. I love the way you expose us. And I pray that I'll come back on APEX1 again someday, you know, going on and exposing stuff. I love my fans so dearly. I love them so much. I love my family too. I love my family. And Franco Records, you rock, man. I'm with you for life.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes paying it forward means going back. Sometimes paying it forward means going back. We want to thank Titi Takatani for all you're doing in your community, for all you're doing for those who need it. We pray that, you know, God continues to use you to be a blessing to others. Thank you so much again for taking the time out to join us on APEX1 Radio.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm humbled. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Takatani, for that beautiful one
Thank
there.
You so much.
Thank you. And do have a fantastic rest of the evening out there in empty. This is APEX1 Radio. This is Zoom on Bonghan Ein. No need to panic, be determined, and you can make things happen. I Can Do. Beautiful piece of music there by Fame, featuring Richard Kings. Richard Kings is one of Cameroon's leading folkloric artists who hails from Bui division of the northwest region of that country. And talking about artists from that region, Chile is one of them. She is our next guest on APEX1 Radio. Don't go away.
myself and aiming for the best. I say,
Okay, they say music lasts long in the minds of those who value it. Okay, and that beautiful one has brought the time to 3 minutes to midnight here in the studio of Apex One Radio. We're going now to Texas, where our next guest is already on standby. Her name is Chili. Chili, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Chili. A while ago, we just listened to Hayo, which should be your latest single. Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Hayo.
And tell me, a few months after the release of that song, how has it been doing in the market, and what has been the reaction so far from people?
Okay, I want to start first of all by saying that Hayo is one of my releases on the second album. Okay. And Hayo is an inspirational song calling on us to rise up, to believe in ourselves. Let nobody tell you you cannot do it. Let nobody belittle you and tell you you're not fit. Right. Because we all have strength and might in us, and if you believe, you can. Yes.
The kind of music which you and perhaps Richard King do is not very common, especially among young people. Tell me, how did you come about that genre, and could you just explain your parcours in music this far?
Well, thank you very much. I'm Chili. Chili is in Lamso, and Chili means mind your attitude. Chi means mind, and Li means attitude. So I came up from that very cultural background, very cultural setting, Kumbu. I grew up in Kumbu for about 18 years.
Right.
Can you imagine? And I grew up alongside my grandmom. Okay. You know, she used to sing great songs of Obi Babin, our ancient poets, our ancient talents in those days.
Okay.
So at a certain time, I really believed so much in our identity, in our authenticity. So at a certain time, when I got to the university, I was like, we have a very rich cultural heritage. We have a very beautiful identity. But why is that? It's just between it is just amongst us. The world doesn't know about this. The world doesn't know about our beautiful talk in Shemi, Mbaya, Kitinfu, Donjang.
Right.
So I was like, oh my God, I was like, this is a cultural reservoir. This is a rich background, a reservoir that we can expose to the world. So in the university, I joined the youth cultural association, where we used to go and sing these traditional songs.
Okay.
And in my third level in the university, I got into the studio. And my first song I recorded was one of these, our traditional melodies called the talk.
Right.
It's very, very traditional. It's played with drums, the mbacha, the kitom, you know, all of these local instruments, and it was a wonderful one. People loved it. They discovered something new.
That's beautiful. Now,
yes.
Chile, I know you are pretty new in the United States of America, and apparently you are going to be doing some work with Franco Records. But tell us, how did you come about knowing Bonghan the Man and Franco Records?
All right. Thank you very much. I want to say things. Yaoundé, back in Cameroon. Franco is first of all my brother. He's from Kumbo, where I come from. So most of our people back home, they were asking me, Chili, do you know Franco? I said, back then I didn't really know Franco, but I tried to search on the internet, and I really saw he has been doing a lot of stuff. And when I came here, my aunt with whom I'm based, she said, Chili, you won't do anything here without meeting this, our brother. He's so awesome. You really need to meet him. So she tried to bring us in touch, and it was really awesome knowing Franco, knowing what he has been able to do, knowing the fact that he is not only interested in promoting art and talent, but positive values.
That's great. Okay, and we're looking forward to having you work with this music label. And when you start, we'll definitely come back to find out what your experience would have been. We also hear that you'll be performing this weekend at the KAMSA convention in Houston and at the Cameroon Professional Society Congress in that same city this weekend. So, how are you preparing for that? And how prepared are you for this concert?
All right. Before I say something, I would still like to pay tribute to this great man, Franco, because since I came, he has been able to do a lot for me. He has done a good documentary about Chile, this African uprising folklore artist.
Okay.
He has linked me this Austin festival I'll be performing on Sunday. It's not my doing, it's all the doing of Franco. So I really appreciate the good heart he has. I appreciate the vision he has, and I want to say thank you, Franco. And as far as I'm prepared, I want to say I'm ready, really, really ready. If you guys permit me, I would even do an acapella to prove to you guys how.
Definitely, you do that. You do that at the end of this conversation. Yeah, we'll
Thank you.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, Chile, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Just before you go away, we have this comment that has just dropped in about you. Chile is my best artist. She sings like a bird, and I fell in love with her music the first day I listened to it. And I can always be caught listening to her music. Chile, I doff my hat to you. My name is Gertrude. I am a Cameroonian in Dayton, Ohio. That one was for you, Chile.
Wow, thank you very much. I love you too. Thank you. On Facebook, I'm Claudette Chile. On Twitter, I'm Claudette Chile. And on Instagram, I'm Chile Chile. So, yes.
That's beautiful.
Chile on Facebook, you can get me.
Okay. Chile, thank you so much. We hope to have you back on the airwaves of this radio station not too long from now.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Bye for now.
See you at KAMSA.
All right. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. See you at KAMSA.
All righty.
Uh-huh.
Shoo is another latest piece of music on promotion. It's done by Nelly Love, produced by B1 Best Pond Tube Entertainment. It's reaching you from APEX1RADIO, and we're moving to the last phase of this radio talk with the man Bonghan, and we've been zooming on Franco Records. This is APEX1RADIO. Zoom on Bonghan the Man and Franco Records is reaching you from APEX1RADIO. Let's move back to Houston, Texas and receive the main man on the show. Franco, welcome back.
Welcome back, Kenneth. Welcome back, Lily. Thank you so much for inspiring, encouraging, and uplifting the team. It's been a wonderful night.
Absolutely. You know what, Franco? You're one of the guests that always remember that I'm on this other side. Most of the time when I'm not saying anything, they tend to forget I'm also here.
Oh, okay. No, we have to.
Yeah, absolutely. So our next question for you, or rather my next question is, what has been the biggest challenge in managing Cameroonian or African artists?
Good question, Lily. One of the things we do at Frank Records is not just managing artists from Cameroon. No, we manage artists from different African countries. We believe Africa is one. If it's good in Sierra Leone, it's good in Liberia, it's good in Cameroon. So the biggest challenge has been, like I said in my opening statement, some artists believe that, the label has to make them a superstar overnight. Okay?
Right.
And it is not always the case. So personality attitudes, like I said, to me, your ability to be coachable and to work in a team, to me, is more important than the talent. Okay?
Right.
You see, talent is teachable. You can teach somebody a talent. Okay?
Right.
But you can never teach them. It is very difficult to unteach their character.
Okay.
So, character to me is big. How you interact, how you perceive other people, how you respect other people, to me is more important. But it's unfortunate that, and of course, sometimes it's not really about the artist being right or wrong, or the label being right or wrong. Sometimes people just have different dreams, and they have different, or even when they share the same dreams, they may just have different routes on how to achieve the dream. Okay. So to me, I've worked with artists who have, left the label, they abandoned the label. And people are like, oh, Franco, why not take them to court? You have a contract with them. I said, let me tell you something. Taking them to court. When we started, it's all about let's help each other, okay? So if you come to the label and think that you will do things your own way and ignore the label, it's still fine. Like I say, you may just have a different route, okay? But to me, I want to make the label a family-oriented kind of label. The fact that I have a contract with you don't mean that I'll take you to court. The resources I will put to take you to court is the same resources I can help another guy who really wants the dream. Okay?
Right.
So the most important challenge is the human factor.
Franco, if you were asked to quickly and briefly state one big achievement of Franco Records this far, what would that one be?
I would say the biggest achievement has been the fact that, we have been able to put artists 25, 30 on a single song. Okay? That to me is big in the sense that we learn how to work with each other. We learn to appreciate each other. We learn that it is something bigger than you. It is something about the community. Okay, it's because one thing you realize with artists, every artist, they have their egos. There's always so much competition and so much backbiting and fighting. Okay, but what I've realized in all these my musical collaborations is that, when you see a guy, like, let me give you a simple example.
Right.
Ben Baker, we work with him on one of our projects. Okay. When Ben Baker came to the studio, I had artists who just started their career. That's a guy, 30 years of career, about 30 albums, all platinum, right? When he came to the studio, that's the most simplest guy that you could think around. And the other guys in the studio, they could not believe. And when Ben Baker left, I asked them, what have you learned? Most of them told me, Franco, I have learned to be simple and humble. You know, I have learned that no matter what you are, who you are is always the most important aspect. Because what you are is what the society or the talent that God has given you. But who you are is how you interact, how you respect, how you perceive other people, and how you simplify life. That to me has been the greatest achievement, both from here in America and in the continent of Africa.
Right.
Of course, Brazil coming up very, very strong. Very, very strong. I think this is his time. We are doing everything in our capacity to make him shine the light.
Right. Beautiful.
DJ Skipper, of course, very, very strong. Takatani is an award-winning plus, double plus.
Right.
So, yes. So that's how I always tell my team, you know, always think, you know, beyond you. And you'll always find, you know, peace and harmony in whatever you do.
Always think beyond you, and you always find peace and harmony within you. And simplicity and humility are the key words. His name is Franco Bonghan. Now, Franco, we are doing this show at a time Cameroonian music is said to have been revived, you know, after a mighty fall some few years back. What happened in the first place to cause the country suffer from the giant blow it did?
It's I would not really call it that we have suffered. I just call it that we have. I think it's more about the tidal shift in music. You see, Cameroon still, I believe, is one of the most talented countries in Africa when it comes to music. But what we have not encouraged internally is to build that industry in a manner that can sustain itself. Can you imagine, Ernest, Lily, can you imagine up till now, there is no music house in Cameroon. There was SOCAM that was dissolved due to infighting and elections. So an artist in Cameroon now will not even know where to distribute their music. An artist in Cameroon don't even have a house that they can call their own, where they can get royalties. An artist in Cameroon does not even have a house that they can call their own, that can defend their own interest. Okay? That is the problem with Cameroon. It's not a institution. There is a lack of an institution that would defend the rights, that would pattern Cameroon talent. And that's why whenever in Cameroon, whenever the artists feel like they have attained a little level of success, they have to go to France. Okay? Look, for example, our neighbors, Nigeria. Okay? The reason they would invite a Nigerian artist in Cameroon on National Day, 20th May, and pay them close to $100,000 is not because the music they make is extraordinary. Oh, no Cameroon has made that music. It's because their countries have provided the platform on which they can excel, sustain, and brand their music to the rest of the world. That is our problem in Cameroon. And if we are not careful, it will go on for a very, very long time. Same thing with the movie industry. Look at the movie industry, okay? What is happening? We have like 5 different, actors built in Cameroon. There's a power struggle. The simple reason being that our government has not provided a central unit through which actors and actresses can actually leverage their talent and to be able to monetize their work. That is where we find ourselves. The government has to do something in order to be able to let Cameroonians feel like their home is the first place for them. It is not unusual that when we make films in Cameroon, when we make music in Cameroon, we tend to promote them. We tend to promote them more in Nigeria than even in Cameroon, because you know that in Nigeria, even if your CD or your music sells for ₦1 a piece, at the end of the day, you can still have something to eat. Look at piracy in Cameroon. No laws. The people who own little music stores with little computers by the road, they make more money from the music than the artists who actually suffer and make that music.
That's interesting. And sad at the same time, Franco, I want to thank you so much. It's been a long journey, but we're about to run off this talk. Just before you go away, what are your upcoming projects? What are you working on now?
Yes, we are working on an album for Brazil. Sooner or later we'll announce his album release. We're very excited. We'll do that release here in the US and in Cameroon. DJ Skipper's album also is almost ready. We'll do same thing, release here and in Cameroon. We are looking, to pick up some new artists and, work with them, give them the opportunity. Let me not say give them the opportunity. No, give an opportunity for them to work with us, because it's a mutual effect. Okay? And, of course, the Bright Light Project, which is like a branch of the record label. We're engaged in Africa for Ebola Orphan Project now in Africa, immigration clandestine. We also looking on another project called female genital mutilation in Africa as well. We work on advocacy on that. So there's a lot on the pipeline, but I think the most important thing is just that, how focused we are now on what we're doing right now in terms of quality, in terms of marketing, in terms of PR, in terms of outreach.
That's beautiful. Okay, we are gradually but steadily moving to the end of this show. We've talked a lot about music, and we've had ample education. So let's look at some lighter things now, Francis. At the start of the show, Valerie Dulafe mentioned that you are a lover of kati kati, which means that you can always be caught savoring a bowl of it. But apart from kati kati, what other Cameroonian traditional delicacy do you enjoy?
Oh, there's this food from the when I was in university. There was this food from the Bamikela called Kondre. I love that. And the little piece of Ndole, I love that a lot. I love it. And of course, I also love, there's something about cook they call Bible.
Kwakoko Bible.
Yeah. That one is that one's a very good one. And of course, I will not finish this show without giving a couple of shout out to my good friends, like you said before, Terence Limona, and also looking to actually working on actively managing his career as well as an actor. My wife, of course, who would let me on sleep nights and days, nights, and working on this stuff. And even when she sees there's no immediate benefit, but she still believes in the dream. I really want to give her a shout out on that. And, and also my Valerie back home, who Valerie, whom you introduced me to, when I listened to the piece of work that he did, I'm really indebted to his ingenuity, and I hope that we'll be able to do more things in the future.
Right.
And of course, to the best of the best, Ernest, the king of the house, and to the queen of the house, Miss Lily.
Yes.
Franco, we want to thank you so much. We have some comments that have come in. Looks like some are questions. We don't want to take much of your time again, Franco, but I'll just read them out. If you think that you can briefly state something, then you can go ahead. Okay, we have this one coming from Toledo, Ohio, from Orok Daniel. He writes, Franco, I have the impression that our musicians nowadays sing songs that do not add any value to societal growth. They are very poor in lyrics. Is that your opinion too? And if that is the case, what can you as a music manager do to call them to order? That's a serious one, Franco.
Yeah, that's a very serious one. I like that question. You see, music now has moved from the passion, from the positivity. It has moved now to, I'll call it our attention span now, and our quest for fame is so narrow to the fact that, we would do anything, to get fame. See, most people think that when you do nude videos, when you sing profanity, when you cuss and all that makes you popular. That's American culture. That has never, and it will never be an African culture.
Right.
So our artists need to invest more time in what music really is, because music is really a medium for change. Look at what music did in dismantling the apartheid regime. Look at what music did during the civil rights movement in America. Okay? So let the artists really focus on positivity. There are so many things that have about life that our artists can sing about. So many of them. But because there's no patience, and because we want to be stars overnight, we do anything just to stand in front of the billboards. So he's so right. He's so right. We need to invest more in our message. Music is a message. We need to invest more on that. It's true.
Okay, Franco, we are about to run off. Felix writes from Maryland. Franco has sounded more like an inspirational speaker tonight than a music manager. Okay, Franco.
I couldn't agree more.
Now, this leads me to ask you this question. Now, there are lots of people who've listened to us this evening, and like Felix is stating here, you sound like a motivational speaker. Now, if there is some young person out there who has listened to you and has been inspired and who would like to become a music manager tomorrow or get into humanitarian works just as you do, what advice would you have for such a person?
Mr. Felix, I thank you for that comment. If I sounded today like an inspirational speaker, it's because music should encourage, should inspire, should foster cooperation and understanding, between people. That's what music is all about. So it's people may look at music from different angles, and like I said before, music is very easy to get into. If anybody who wants to be a music manager, I will first of all advise them to read more about the business of music. Because the business of music is like any other business, it entails management skills. Okay?
Right.
And there are no barriers to being a manager. Any young person who wants to be a music manager, I would really advise him. There are some resources that you can acquaint yourself and read to understand how music works and all of that. So it's an open field, and now, just like I talk to the people who have been there and done it, I talk to them on a daily basis to get advice. My phones are open for anybody who would want to ask me how I've done it or how I'm doing it. I'm not saying that I've succeeded. No, I have not succeeded. It's work in progress. I'm still trying, but I'm always willing, to share my experience at any time with anyone.
That's beautiful. Okay, it's been a very, very long one. Lily Sasakwa. Hi.
Thank you so much, Franco, for joining us. I mean, it's been amazing. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless for the first time. I always have a lot to say, but for the first time, I am speechless. I cannot wait to, run into you again. Hopefully I'll see you at Camster because I will be needing a personal interview with you. You are such an inspirational person. Thank you so much for taking time out to join us here on Apex One Radio. We are looking forward to having you some other time in the future. And best of luck with everything that you have going on. Thank you so much again.
Franco, I want to thank you so much. Just before we go away, lest I forget, there's a question which Rian asks. We've not been able to bring Visible back on the airwaves. So he talked about your love, which is still lying in the drawers. When will you be releasing this piece?
Oh, okay. That's question from Ryan. No, your love is really since Ryan, they call him Ryan. Since he has requested it, I think we should do everything possible now and get that song out within the next month.
Thank you so much, Franco, and it's been very wonderful having you on the airwaves. We've had a lot of education. We can't just pay you for that. Thank you, and we wish you all the best. Congrats on what you and your music label are doing. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Ernest. I am really happy, and I feel really special on this interview, according to me this long time. I really appreciate it, and if I was in Ohio, I would be giving you a bottle of transfer for you to drink.
Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll take it.
No, but since Lily is right here, Lily will just keep funny fish. Okay. Lily will keep funny fish on your behalf.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Good night, guys. Good night.
Thank you so much. Good night. And do have a fantastic rest of the day out there. Lilis, thank you so much. It's been a great one, Lilis.
Absolutely, it's been amazing. This was great.
Okay, and so just before we go away, this comment that has just come in, it's people like Franco, Africa needs in these modern times. When you help to develop African youths in any given field, you have contributed enormously to the growth of the continent. Thank you very much, Franco. That came from Julius Olegun. He wrote from Arlington, Texas. And with that, we've come to the end of this long radio journey. It was a very big and dynamic African Apex One Radio team that kept you company tonight. The show was produced by Maxel Adjik. We had Valerie Tata Julafi as the main reporter, and Lilis Asakwa and Ernest Kanjo hosted the show from Houston, Texas and Columbus, Ohio, respectively. Thank you so much for listening, and do have a fantastic rest of the time listening to other programs on Apex One Radio. May God bless you.
For my heart like a river. For you are the catchy fever. I love this girl forever. Je t'aime, bébé. 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 Lego. 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 Lego.
APEX1RADIO USA. APEX1RADIO. The best in animation.